Participants of the 62nd Africa Day, which is celebrated every 25th of May, reiterated the day transcends geographical boundaries to celebrate not only the cultural diversity and natural wealth of the world's most diverse continent, but also its determination to build a prosperous and a united future with a solid solidarity. Ambassador of the Republic of Ghana to Ethiopia and permanent representative to the African Union and Economic Commission of Africa, who held an exclusive interview with Addis Media Network, said Africa Day is quite significant due to its unwavering sentiment of determination to free Africans once and for all from all influences.
This whole issue of reparations is not coming from a sense of victimhood, but a place of vindication, that vindication is in the womb of time. If for the period that you have outlined, right from periods of enslavement and the trade, right through the times of colonialism and then independence and all, where Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the Haile Selassies, the founding fathers of the OAU came out with clear aspirations. It's a continuum, and it's always towards the sun to make things brighter. And I think it speaks to the history of resilience and the fact that the human spirit cannot be dominated for ill. And it speaks to the fact that once they have done their part, they have passed on the baton to us, and we must do our part.
Ambassador Afriye reminded the history of Africa Day is deeply rooted in the liberation movement that marked the 20th century and is maintained as one of the great continental days due to the binding values related to it.
We agreed on it, so we have a collective goal. Remember, you mentioned Kwame Nkrumah, and sometimes we tend to forget what he spoke about at the time. He spoke about three things: that Africa should have a collective command so that we can take care of our security. He asked a question: which one of us, should an imperialist country decide to invade, will be able to defend itself? Nobody could answer that question. And he said we need to have a high command of one. Can you imagine the conflicts that are going on? If we had a collective high command and we moved in, people would stop the conflict at once. Next thing he talked about is that we should have a common market. He spoke about this 60 years ago. Down the line, now we are talking about African Continental Free Trade Area. So we've made a step forward because it was one of the flagship projects. And now it has been the fastest signed, that's an agreement that the AU has seen. Yes, there are teething problems. We need to put in place the infrastructure and all of that. But people have signed, ratified, and deposited the agreements. We have made some progress. We've already started trading. The third one is that Nkrumah talked about is the idea of the African personality, an African philosophy, taking dignity, pride in who we are.
The human rights specialist in the political affairs, peace and security department of the African Union, Serafine Kando, on her part underlined the annual celebration of Africa Day reminds us of the importance of independence, pursuit of rights and justice.
Commemorating this 62nd Africa Day is also to reaffirm our hope that Africa will become the Africa we want, will become the place we want it to be. Africa will be the place where our young people have access to quality education. Africa will be the place where we have business opportunities, employment for the young people, and where we have a culture of respect of human rights for all Africans, and where every African's life matter, and where we will have a vegan silence for us to witness peace in all the places of Africa where we are having a lot of conflict actually.
According to the report disseminated by the Euronews, the African continent of the 21st century presents a radically different picture from that of previous decades. Economic transformations have been particularly remarkable, with sustained growth that has placed several African nations among the fastest developing economies in the world, the report elaborated. Countries such as Ghana, Rwanda, Ethiopia, and Cote d'Ivoire have experienced growth rates that exceed the global average, demonstrating the continent's economic potential.